Fact: Texas Democrats have long condoned elected lawmakers within their party who opposed abortion as a matter of deeply held personal religious belief. Also a fact: Texas Democrats effectively excommunicated Representative Shawn Thierry because she acted on her deeply held personal belief that Texans under the age of 18 should not be allowed to undergo irreversible gender-altering medical procedures, even with their parents' approval. Thierry, who will remain in office until January 1st, has accepted an invitation to join the Republican Party. Panel, I welcome your thoughts on this. Holly, I'm going to start with you, and then we're going to go to Chow, so take a minute.
Okay. So, you know, if Thierry remained in the House as a Republican, she'd probably be one of the most left-leaning Republicans in the House because she did vote with her party most of the time. And I think what a lot of people appreciate about Representative Thierry is that she did the research and looked at the details. And I know we're not allowed to talk about them on air, but if you look at the details of what must be done to these children to give them the cosmetic appearance of being a different sex than what they were born with, it's gruesome. It requires a lifetime of medical care and maintenance, and it's very profitable for these healthcare industries. You're sterilizing these children. You are inhibiting not just their reproductive systems, you are inhibiting their brain development and their skeletal growth, etc., through the hormonal interventions. It is absolutely horrific. And, you know, back to the party issue, yes, you know, we see sometimes, you know, you get these common sense people at both sides of the aisle sometimes who come out and buck the party on whatever vote. We saw this with Kim Ogg pursuing public corruption. She was thoroughly punished for that in the Democratic primary here in Harris County.
We are told on a regular basis, whether with sound science or not, clinicians are saying you either proceed with this gender-affirming care or you're looking at a potential suicide. You practice.
I just would suggest that people talk to these families and these children and the difficult decisions they have to go through, right? I'm not suggesting that the government take over and create policies on something that is personal between the parents and the doctors. These are very, very, very difficult decisions. And I hear you. I hear that these are awful procedures that could have, you know, irreparable harm to children. But I just don't, I have a fundamental issue about just creating policies to limit, and then you're looking at statistics like suicide and bullying. These are talk to these families of transgender kids and how excruciating it is to talk to doctors, to talk to parents, and make very, very difficult decisions for themselves. I'm just suggesting that the government really has no. And we can look at this and abortion. We can look. That's just where I'm at.
I want to chime in on the other side of this, which is the idea that an individual cannot express their independent belief without being ostracized by their party. I applaud Shawn Thierry for being able to stand her ground, whether I agree with her or disagree with her, but saying this is something that I don't agree with, this is something that I do agree with, and I'm going to voice my opinion. This is how I became an independent, right? Meaning not agreeing totally with the Democratic Party and not agreeing totally with the Republican Party and having the freedom to say so. The only thing I ask is, Shawn Thierry, why didn't you just become an independent? Because the right side is just as dogmatic as the left side.
Gotta stop, but my wise friend Gary Pollan taught me that if you agree with somebody on 80% of things, you got an ally.